Right, this is my UFC 314 fight predictions. I know it's late, but I kept forgetting to do it. Um, the card starts in a few hours, actually, but I just wanted to get these out of the way. So this probably won't be that long, but Cedric Dumas, we'll start off with Cedric Dumas, versus Mikhail Olajaychuk. I'm going to go with Mikhail Olajaychuk. I don't think Olajaychuk's that bad. I know he's on a few fight losing streak, but they're all two good fighters. Even in his Kevin, he had I don't like to say close fight with Shara, but he had times in that Shara fight, And Shara's a really, really good striker. Kevin Holland, he knocked Kevin Holland down in that fight. He was doing well on the feet, really well. And Kevin Holland's a good striker. Fight just, kind of got caught with the submission with the armbar, but before that, I think he lost to Michel Pereira, which isn't bad. He's really good as well. Cedric Dumas is coming off a win over Dennis Talulin, however you pronounce his name. He's awful. Dennis is terrible. He's like 1-7 in the UFC or something. He got battered by Leroy Duncan, battered by Robocop. I know they're all good, but having I think he went 29-28 with Dennis Talulin. Come on, Dennis Talulin's the guy you get put against so you can knock him out, and have like an impressive KO on your record. But went to decision with him. So Mikhail's last win though was almost a couple of years ago. It was against Chidi Nijikadawani, or however you pronounce his name, which is a pretty decent win. He's doing really well lately. So, but yeah, like I said, Mikhail's only lost to good fighters recently. I still think he's leagues ahead of, not leagues, but I think he's a lot better than Dumas. So I'm gonna go with Mikhail Olajaychuk. Maybe it's TKO. Mikhail's got power. Maybe it's TKO or decision. One of them two. And next up, Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa. I'm going to go with Julian Erosa. I'll have Julian Erosa by TKO decision, maybe. Darren Elkins' striking isn't the best. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. I think he's only ever been submitted once, and that was Charles Oliveira. So I don't see Julian Erosa submitting him. You never know, he might though. Erosa's got good submissions. Yeah, man, I'm going to go with Julian Erosa by this. Maybe it's decision or TKO. Yeah, I don't see him submitting him, but Darren Elkins old now as well. I think they're both getting up there in age, but I think Darren Elkins is like 40 or something. So, next up, Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. Jim Miller with Chase Hooper. Jim Miller's not that bad. Jim Miller's surprisingly still doing quite well. He's still getting some good wins in. He got battered by Bobby Green, but before that he was doing really well. I don't see Chase Hooper submitting him, but Jim's old, man. So it's like a 15-year difference or something. See, I don't know how old they are, but I might say, I don't know. But I know for a fact Chase Hooper's a lot younger than Jim Miller. And there's a time when these old fighters just finally, can't do it no more. And that's gonna be soon for Jim Miller. So sad to say, but it is what it is. I'm gonna go with Chase Hooper. Yeah, Chase Hooper probably by decision. He's not that bad. His striking isn't that bad. His striking's improved a lot. He's got good ground game. We know that. Yeah, I'll go with Chase Hooper by decision. I don't see him submitting Jim Miller. Oh God, I don't really care about that one, to be honest with you. Call me a casual, but I don't really care about the women's fights, except for the title fights. I love Zhang Weili, so. But right, Danny Ige versus Sean Woodson. I'm gonna go with Sean Woodson. This is a bad matchup for Danny Ige, and I feel bad for Danny Ige because he keeps getting these tough fights, man. He keeps getting, he's like the gatekeeper of the division, and he's had some good fights. He had a close fight with Josh Emmett. That was a while ago, but still, he had a close fight with Diego, even though Diego had the weight cut like 3 times. Yeah, man, Danny Ige is really good, and you could maybe clip Sean Woodson. Sean Woodson's really good. He's got good defense. He's got amazing boxing. Good knees, and his main thing is he's ugly as. What is that? Look at that. His torso is tight. He's got no torso. Look at them legs, man. Jesus. 78-inch reach, 6'2", 5'7". I mean, this is a bad matchup for Dan Ige. I could see Sean Woodson getting maybe it's TKO decision win, but man, Sean Woodson's really good. He's really good. Really good boxing, really good knees, like I said. He's very, very good. He's got power. He's got power as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Sean Woodson. Honestly, I could see Sean Woodson getting a TKO on this. But I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Sean Woodson by TKO. I mean, it's possible. You never know, man. Danny Ige might clip him. Danny Ige's got power. He does have power. But I think Sean Woodson can get this done. Maybe by TKO. Maybe he's had quite a bit. Jesus Christ, I can't get my words out. Sean Woodson's he's like in between. He has a lot of decisions, but he's also got a good amount of knockouts. He's got power. Man, Sean Woodson's either boring, to be honest with you, or he's entertaining. Some of his fights are quite snooze fest, but he's still really good. Yeah, I'm gonna go Sean Woodson by TKO. But like I said, you never know. Dan Ige might clip him with the right hand. He's got that power. He's really good. In a close fight with Leroy Murphy. Leroy Murphy almost knocked him out at one point. But I'm going with Sean Woodson by TKO for that one. Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. Nikita's been out for a long time. I don't know when his last fight was. Years ago. So this is a tough one, man. Nikita might come back and he might be, I think it was his last win. Let me just check. I think his last win was Ryan Spann. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, Ryan Spann, 2023, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Dominic Reyes has been quite active lately. He's had some good wins. Anthony Smith destroyed Anthony Smith. I mean, Anthony Smith had a bad time leading up to that fight, and before that, he had a great win over Dustin Jacoby. And Dustin Jacoby's coming off that's aged well, that win, that Dustin Jacoby win, because Dustin Jacoby's coming off a nasty, brutal KO over Vitor Petrino. Man, Dustin Jacoby either shows up and looks really good, or it's just god awful. He got robbed against Khalil Roundtree, which is crazy. Khalil was giving it to bloody Alex Pereira. Anyways, jeez, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, his last win was 3 years ago, submission over Ryan Spann. It's not really that. Ryan Spann can't really grapple, but Ryan Spann can grapple. He's got some nice submissions, but got a good guillotine. But I'm gonna go with Dominic Reyes. He's had a long time off Nikita, and Dominic's still good. He's got great takedown defense. He's got great striking. He's got power. I'm just gonna go with a more active person, to be honest with you. It's a long time to have off 2 years, and Dominic Reyes has looked good lately. I'm gonna go with Dominic Reyes to get this done. So Dominic Reyes by decision. He's got power though, so now I'll say with Dominic Reyes by decision. I just feel like Nikita's a long time off. Dominic's doing really well lately. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go Dominic Reyes by decision. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silver. I mean, this is probably the most, aside from the title fight, this is like the most anticipated fight on the card. I mean, Bryce Mitchell had that bad time with on his podcast, bad first episode, but then everyone lately's just loved him. I don't know why, man. He's somehow gained more fans, but I understand. A lot of people are rooting for him. A lot of people think he'll win, but I think Gene Silver's gonna knock him out. Gene Silver's got crazy power, and Bryce Mitchell can't really strike. I mean, he's not got bad striking. He had a couple times in the Tapuria fight. Striking one too bad, but Tapuria battered him in that fight. Gene Silver's a really good striker. Really good strike, dangerous power. Crazy striking. But Bryce Mitchell's got really good grappling, and man, Gene Silver, I don't know how he met. You never know, man. He might get fraud checked. It's a close one. This, I think it's either Bryce Mitchell goes out there, dominates him on the ground, and secures a decision, or maybe a submission. I don't know, but I think Bryce is going to dominate him on the ground, or Gene Silver's going to knock him out. I'm leaning to more of the knockout. I think Silver's going to knock him out. Yeah, I'm going to go with Gene Silver by knockout. I just don't think Bryce Mitchell's striking is that good. Gene Silver's got dangerous striking. Really awkward striker, really awkward. Yeah, Gene Silver by knockout, that's my pick. Yair Rodriguez is Patricio Pitbull. Let me just quickly check something about Patricio. I mean, he's... You know, Bellator fighters do really well in their debuts. We saw with MVP and Michael Chandler. But I think Yair's a really good striker. I don't know, man. Yair will give him a 10-7 first round and then get battered in the second. Yair has this ability to fumble wins. I'm still going to go with Yair. I trust Yair is I trust his UFC experience, you know. To me, UFC is a lot more high level than Bellator. And Patricio's, you know, he's 1-2 in his last 2 fights. Sergio Pettis lost, not bad, but lost in Rising by TKO, I think. Let me just check. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Yair Rodriguez. We'll say Yair Rodriguez by TKO. Right, this one. Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. This is another one where I'm like, 2 things gonna happen. Either Michael Chandler's gonna go out there and clip Paddy on the chin with a club in right hand and knock him out cold, or Paddy's gonna go out there and submit Chandler. I know people are like, oh, Charles O'Reilly can submit, blah 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 blah. You know, let's be honest. Dustin Poirier submitted him. It's not like he's unsubmittable. It's not like he's got this, like, you know, crazy good grappling. His submission defense is good, but Paddy's really good. I think people don't understand how good of a grappler Paddy is. You know, he's really good at grappling. Nasty submissions. I think Paddy's going to submit him, man. I also think Paddy's got a bit of that plot armor. He's got that. He's like Drickus. Like, something will happen. Michael Chandler will be throwing his club in right hands, slip over. Paddy takes his back and submits him. It'll be something like that, you know. He always has, like, weird fights, Paddy. I mean, his last fight, he threw leg kick. It's like weird. Tripped Bobby Green over, and then Bobby Green kind of fell into a takedown. Literally fell into his submission, basically. But I still think Paddy's going to get this. I think Paddy's really good. And Paddy's a big guy, man. Paddy's humongous. When I saw a clip of him stood next to Chandler, man, I was like, what the hell? He's way taller than Chandler, and he's a unit. Honestly, he might be bigger than. I mean, that's a stretch, but he might be bigger than Chandler, weight wise. I mean, you see him out of camp. He's fat as hell out of camp. Definitely like 200. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go Paddy by submission. Paddy's improved a lot lately. I think his striking's improved a lot. Yeah, I'll go with Paddy by submission. Right. Title fight. Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. 2 fighters I love. Would hate to see either of them lose. And, you know, Volk's had a tough time lately with two brutal losses, but I think it's going to happen again. I really do. Diego's got crazy power. He's a really good striker, really good grappler. He's a big guy. I think Diego's going to knock him out. Yeah, man. I think Diego's going to, you know, clip him with the punch and knock him out. Volk's good, man. I could see Volk outspeeding Diego, though. This is another one, man. There's so many tough fights on this card. I could see Volk outspeeding him And Volk's got really good cardio. Diego doesn't. I could see just Volk outspeeding him, just pacing him up entire fight. You know, I could see that going to decision. Volk getting the decision win. Volk's not really like got crazy power or anything, but he's got really good speed. He's got surprisingly fast hands. But I just feel like Diego's gonna clip him, man. And looking at the fights, man, Volk's coming off 2 KO losses. I know he's had a year off, over a year off. He's recovered well. He looks in really good shape. They both look in really good shape. But I just think Diego, man, he's been knocking everybody out. He hits so hard, you know. Yeah, man, I'm with Diego, man, knockout. I think it's gonna be another brutal knockout. I really do. But like I said, I could see Volk just, outspeeding him, keeping that range. Volk's got a surprisingly long reach for his height, and then just out cardioing him in the later rounds. Yeah, man. But I think Diego's gonna win by knockout. I just think Diego's gonna clip him and knock him out. It's a tough one, but it hurts. I love Volk, but I'm gonna go with Diego. Diego by knockout. Yeah. Right. That's my UFC 314 picks. Comment, like, sub. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah.